Hey guys, it's Leah. Long time no post. I am sorry for not making a video in such a long time. I guess my excuse is I didn't really know what kind of video to make and I just didn't have any motivation. But I was going through my account on YouTube today and I saw all the love and support I got on my first two videos, and I just thought I should really make an update video. So first I'm going to start off with the main questions that I received, and just kind of answer those because those were the most ones that were kind of floating around. So one of the first ones I saw a lot was, what did you end up naming your bunny? And I ended up naming him Beano, and I chose that name because whenever I got him, he was 8 weeks old, so he was still a little baby. And Beano means baby in another language. I can't remember which language, but that's what it means. And then I don't think there are really any other questions I saw a lot except just do an update video, make a cage tour, all that kind of stuff. But I just wanted to update you guys on him. It's not very good news. I wanted to make a video on him, but I was too afraid of getting judged, getting hate, all that kind of stuff. I was just still super fresh to YouTube, so I didn't know how everything was going to work out. But Beano did pass away. I don't get me wrong, telling you guys his story, I loved him very, 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 very much. And it was, of course, a very hard time to move on from his passing, but I did, and I feel a lot better now, and I know that he is in heaven. And also, please don't hate on me for my religious views or anything like that, because everybody has their own opinions and views and ways of life. And so I do believe in God. I believe that Jesus died and rose for us, and died for our sins. And so I believe that Beano did go to heaven, and I know that he went to heaven. But I needed to neuter Beano, and I guess I never really understood how important it is that you do neuter your bunny. So I needed to neuter him because he was just becoming super aggressive, and he wasn't a fun bunny anymore. He was just, and I don't blame him, he's frustrated, just hitting puberty, he's just being a teenager, but we never had any time to play or for me to bond with him. Sorry for that noise. But so I was like, okay, I need to neuter him. But then as I went on, started reading about it, I was like, you know what, I just don't have time for him anymore, and I felt super horrible about it, but something just felt like, I just can't really take care of him like I want to. I can't give him the love and attention that I desperately want to give him. So I was like, I'm going to put him up for adoption, but I was definitely not just going to give him away to the first one who came. I was going to make sure that he went to a loving home that could give him what he needed. I wanted an experienced family or somebody that did their research super well and just made sure that they knew everything that they were doing. And so I first reached out to a family member, and I was like, you know what, let's see if this person wants to take my bunny. And so I brought Beano to Thanksgiving with us. We went to see our family in another state, and I brought him with me. And so whenever I arrived at the family member's house, I put him downstairs in their den, and just not really thinking about it, I didn't think about their dog. And don't get me wrong, the dog was definitely not mean-natured or anything like that. She was a very, very sweet dog and loved everybody and just a great dog, but I didn't really think about how the dog would react to Beano because of my dog, Sushi, and Sushi has always been a great dog with different kinds of pets. She got used to me having all different kinds of animals. So it never slipped my mind, and I totally regret it, not thinking about it, but it didn't come into my mind. And so just maybe 30 minutes later, I heard this loud squeal, and I thought, oh no, the dog has a bird or something, because all the family was outside, the door was left open, and then I was inside just hanging out. I was like, oh great, she got a bird. And so as I was walking towards the door, I looked down the stairs to the den, and I saw Beano running across the room, and the dog was chasing after him. And his legs were limp. He wasn't using his back legs, and so he was running on his front. And so he was in the corner, and my heart was just racing, and I couldn't believe what was happening. It just happened super fast. So I picked him up, and I could feel his heart racing, super fast, but he was also really calm. So I was just holding him there and just, freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, what has happened? What has happened? And so I could feel his heart slow down, kind of normal, and it was just almost like he was just kind of like floating peacefully. And so he was in my arms, and for once I think he understood that I wasn't there to, hurt him or anything. Not that I had hurt him, in the past, but I think at that moment he finally realized, like, my hands were there to comfort him. And so he was just so calm and quiet in my hands, and I prayed to God. I was like, God, if he's not going to have a normal, happy life, if he's going to be hurt and in pain the rest of his life, then please end his suffering and take him to heaven. And so I just kind of cradled him for a couple more minutes and just cried, and then I just felt him stop blinking, and it was a horrible night. I regretted everything. I hated myself so much. I was so angry, and I couldn't get over it. So on and off that whole night, I would know that he's in heaven, and I would feel okay, and then I would go through periods where I would fall deep into depression, and I would just cry. And so at one moment that I went up into the bathroom while I was crying, I had another episode. I went into the bathroom, and I was crying, and then across the bathroom, sorry, I had to cut the video off because my mom came out. But, I was in the bathroom, and I was crying, and then I saw this vision across the room of this little boy sitting down on the ground, and Bino was jumping over his legs and under his legs, and the little boy was just laughing. So, of course, I started crying even harder. But at that moment, I knew that Bino filled the heart of a little boy in heaven. And so that is what happened to Bino, and that is the full story. And yeah, I mean, I really, really, really hope that I won't get any hate for my beliefs and for what happened to Bino. Every day I regret it, and every day I feel horrible. But, we all make mistakes, and we're all still learning, and I love him with all my heart. I miss him like crazy, but yeah, that's what happened to him. So that happened Thanksgiving, but I recently just started wanting to have another bunny. I'm definitely not going to jump in it very fast because, sometimes I'm on things, sometimes I'm off things, so I'm always kind of changing what I want to do. But I'm definitely doing some heavy research this time and taking it to heart, and making sure that I'm not kind of skipping over thinking, there's kind of a little bit of wiggle room. I'm definitely taking it a whole lot more serious and religiously reading and studying and doing all my research. And I'm looking into wanting to rescue a rabbit, getting one from a shelter. But there's not a shelter close to me. The closest one is about 4 to 5 hours away. Anyways, the closest shelter is about 4 to 5 hours away. But we actually kind of travel there pretty frequent for doctor's appointments and stuff, because I have scoliosis, and it's not super severe, and it definitely does not get in the way of my life or how I take care of my animals. But I do have to go there for checkups and all that kind of stuff. So we go there a lot, and so yeah, I sent in an application about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I never got a response, but I definitely am not going to send in another one or really contact the people about adopting a bunny excuse me, until I actually am ready for a bunny. But yeah, that's just kind of my position right now, and that's all for this video. I'm sorry to come back from, being in the dark and coming back with such awful news, but it is the truth, and I didn't want to hide any of the truth because I wanted to be honest. But thank you guys so much for all the subscriptions. I'm really shocked with all those subscriptions. I was not imagining that would ever happen, but I always hoped it would. But thank you for all the kind comments and feedback, and I would love to get more active on this channel and make more videos. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for all the love, support, and watching this video all the way through.